Top 9 Budget-Friendly Asian Countries. Are you planning a getaway from the tiring monotony of life? But the options seem limited because of the costs it would involve? Let us take you to Asia, the largest continent in the world with 48 culturally diverse countries. Not only that, Asia has some of the most budget-friendly destinations to satiate your hunger for a memorable vacation. For this video, we have thoughtfully picked top 9 budget-friendly Asian countries that you can visit on your own or with your family. The more the merrier, right? Without further ado, let's get into it. You might want to start packing your bags before the list finishes. Also, a little disclaimer that the list is in no particular order. Enjoy! Indonesia. You must have heard of Bali, one of the most popular travel destinations in the world. But Bali is not everyone's cup of tea, especially when you are restricted on budget. Luckily though, Indonesia has many budget-friendly options you can explore. After all, it's a country that ticks all the boxes. Forest, beaches, volcanoes, Indonesia has it all. While people are more familiar with Bali, they are also aware that Bali is for the ones seeking luxury. So, what options do the budget-conscious have? The country boasts of over 1,800 islands, including Sumatra, Java, and Sulawesi. These are not just absolutely gorgeous, but significantly more affordable for wanderers keen about nature. If we talk about the cost of accommodation, Indonesia has a variety of affordable options, including guest houses, hostels, and hotels. You can save plenty of money if you decide to stay in a hostel, where the price of a dorm usually ranges between 6 to 13 per night. As for private rooms, the cost is between 16 and 20. As for hotels, the prices vary according to the quality and facilities within the hotels. However, a mid-range hotel room would cost you around 27 per night. The public transportation system in Indonesia is pretty decent. They have trains, buses, and boats to go around, and the average transportation cost per day is somewhere around 15. As for food, Indonesian cuisine is diverse, flavorful, and cherry on top, it is budget-friendly. A portion of fried rice and chicken will cost you $1.50, whereas a broth-based soup would be $1.20. All in all, the average cost of food per day is $6 for those who are conscious of budget, and $17 for someone who wants to devour everything they set their eyes on. So, if you're hunting for an Asian country that won't break your bank and give you an experience of a lifetime, Indonesia is one of our top choices. Vietnam. The next one on our top 9 budget-friendly Asian countries is none other than Vietnam. Beyond the breathtaking sceneries, delicious food, and friendly people, Vietnam is pretty cost-effective too. We'll start with the accommodation. In Vietnam, house-sitting is an incredible option in case you're looking for free accommodation. In this setup, you take care of somebody's house in their absence, and in return, they exempt you from paying anything. In addition to house-sitting, hostels and hotels are other great options. You'll find them everywhere, and a dorm bed could cost you as little as $5 per night. In case you want a better experience while still on a budget, a room ranging from 15 to 20 is an exceptionally reasonable choice. As for transportation, people usually travel by buses, trains, and shuttle buses. Although the prices vary from one place to another, on average, you may expect to spend around $4.30 per day for one person. Now, what use would be a trip to Vietnam if you don't spend some cash on activities? They have got night tours, hiking, kayaking, cycling, food tours, and lots of sightseeing. While each activity has a different price range, one person's activity cost is around $7.50 per day. Last but not least, Vietnamese food is to die for. Whether you want to try pho or fulfill your camga cravings, the average cost of food won't exceed $4.29 per day per person. As for average daily drink cost, $2.41 per day will get you a variety of drinks ranging from a bottle of beer to coconut milk. Vietnam is a country with excellent value for money, where you can spend an entire fun-filled day within just $41 per person. The Philippines. One of the cheapest countries in Asia, the Philippines would be a wonderful addition to your travel bucket list for the amazing experiences it has to offer. Although places like the capital Manila are considerably expensive, the Philippines is not short of other options. For instance, Coron, a beautiful island an hour's distance from Manila, comes with an abundance of stunning islands that are budget-friendly. You could also take a trip to Siargao Island and Siquijor, or head to the dense jungles of Bohol, where beer costs as little as $1.20, whereas street food for one person costs $5 per meal. Alternatively, if you want to experience dining in a nice restaurant, an average cost of a meal would be $12 per person. For accommodation, the average nightly rate for a hostel room is $5. On the contrary, a hotel room could cost you $50, if that's what your budget allows. A day trip around the city would be $20 per person, and transportation costs vary according to what mode of transport you're utilizing. For a ferry ride within the island, the ticket costs between 60 cents to $1 for short rides and around $9 for longer trips. As for bus tickets, the cost is $1 per hour. You can also rent a motorcycle for $6 per day and tour around the place yourself. You definitely would not want to miss out on a country like the Philippines, where experience meets cost-effectiveness. Malaysia. Malaysia is considered the most developed country in Southeast Asia. Beautiful beaches, super shopping centers, modern cities, friendly people, rich culture, and incredible architecture. Malaysia is a melting pot of tradition and modernism. Whether you choose to spend a night in Kuala Lumpur or stay in Georgetown, Malaysia will not only evoke a sense of childlike excitement in you, but offer you an affordable living experience. You can easily get a hostel bed for $6, whereas hotels are relatively costlier, starting from $30 up to $65 per night. The transportation is quite affordable though. A one-way bus ride will cost you around $4 to $11, whereas you can hire a motorbike for a day from $4 to $8, depending on how long you're renting it for. You may also grab a taxi similar to Uber for as little as 85 cents up to $5.50. A ferry ride to Penang or Langkawi might cost you around $6 to $7.50 each way. On to the food now. Malaysian food is one of the best in Asia, a blend of Chinese, Indian, and local Malay flavors with a huge variety of dishes. In short, you won't go wrong with Malaysian food, be it char kway teow, nasi lemak, laksa, or cendol. For street food, you can expect to spend $2 to $6.50 per meal, and a nice restaurant meal typically costs you around $15 per head. As for the activities, you can have a day tour to Batu Caves for free, and activities such as a cycling tour or parasailing might cost you around $30 to $45 per person. Along with the miscellaneous charges, the average amount you are expected to spend on a day in Malaysia would be around $68 per day. For a country like Malaysia, it is nothing less than the best you can get in terms of budget. Sri Lanka. Home to over 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites and incredible wildlife, Sri Lanka is one of the most budget-friendly, yet underrated destinations in Asia. For those having a hard time picking a budget-friendly country to visit, Sri Lanka won't disappoint you with its scenic landscapes and temples. It's a country where nature meets spirituality, and you don't even need to spend a fortune to experience it all. For accommodation, we would recommend homestays or Airbnbs, with an average cost of around $22 per night per person. The most popular mode of transportation is tuk-tuk or rickshaw, which costs $25 if you hire for an entire day. A train ride will cost you anything between $5 to $20, while a bus ride is only $3 to $4 for several hours. That makes an average of $7 per day on transportation within Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan food isn't just affordable, but also incredibly tasty. They are fond of rice and curry, vegetables, meat, and seafood, a classic on their menu. You can expect to spend from $3.50 to $20 on food per day, depending on what and where you decide to eat. For activities and entrance fees, keep an average cost of $24 per day in mind. All in all, if you decide on coming to Sri Lanka, you can have a day filled with adventure and great food in just $74. It's an experience you won't forget for a long time to come. Laos. The next on our list is Laos, a country not many people talk about, but we did our research, and it turns out Laos may not have beaches or a fancy food scene, but it definitely has heavenly sceneries, friendly natives, and a peaceful vibe. Oh, did we mention it is budget-friendly as well? Let's get into the expected cost of everything essential in Laos. Similar to other budget-friendly countries in Asia, you can expect to spend at least $5 to $10 per night for a dorm bed in a hostel room and $20 to $30 for a private room. Another option is house sitting, and for hotel rooms, The cost ranges from 20 to 26 on a budget. While the transportation in Laos is not as impressive as other Asian countries, you can get around by bus, train, minivan, and boats. On average, a bus ride will cost you 18 to 20, whereas for a minivan, the average rate is 16. For a train, it's 18, and a minivan will take you around for 15. When it comes to food prices, you can enjoy a delicious, inexpensive treat for just $1 or $2. Laos has great street food, but in case you fancy a 2-course meal in a restaurant, it will cost you around 10 along with a beer. A roundup of your day in Laos, including accommodation, transportation, food, and activities, would sum up to around 57 per day. Now, let's move on to our next budget-friendly Asian country, Cambodia. A small country located in mainland Southeast Asia, Cambodia is another ideal option for budget-conscious visitors. When you check into a dorm, they charge you around 5 to 10 per night, and if you prefer a private room, the rate increases to 15, which is still quite affordable. The country's public transportation system is also quite impressive. They have bus rides available for 10 per person, and the buses are equipped with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, snacks, and power sockets. Since islands are very popular in the country, a tour to places like Rabbit Island costs you 12 each way on the ferry. You can also hire motorbikes for 5 per day and travel by minivans, which cost around $4.50. Just like its transportation and accommodation system, the food in Cambodia is tasty and inexpensive. For the budget-friendly squad, Cambodian cuisine can cost you as little as 1 per dish and 5 on food per day. For better food experiences, they do have options ranging from 2 to 6 and even 8. It's heaven for those who want to eat to their heart's content while keeping their budget under control. So, if you plan on touring around Cambodia on a budget, an average of accommodation, transportation, food, and activities will cost you around 24 per day. And it's all worth it. Maldives. The Maldives island is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, and for all the right reasons. After all, who wouldn't want to wake up to crystal clear waters in the middle of an island? Although Maldives might not come to mind as the cheapest destination, it definitely has affordable options for budget-conscious wanderers. Let's take a look at the options Maldives has for those who want to make the best of their visit and keep it economical at the same time. The Maldives island has around 200 private rooms, or Airbnbs, for those looking for affordable options. A private room here will cost you between 20 to 60 per night. As for guest houses and hotel rooms, the price ranges from 30 to 80 per night with amenities such as Wi-Fi, hot showers, snorkeling gear, air conditioning, and free breakfasts. It basically depends on what you want from an accommodation, so the prices vary accordingly. Since Maldives is all about islands, you can move around using ferries that are incredibly affordable. You can expect to spend as little as 1 on a ferry ride and not more than 5 on a single journey. However, you really need to educate yourself on which ferry to take and from where. Otherwise, it can cost you a lot of money if you mistakenly take the wrong ride. For food, most Maldives guest houses offer free breakfast, and you may expect to spend 5 on a meal per day, and 10 if you decide to have dinner for more than one person. Not a bad deal, huh? We certainly wouldn't want to miss out on a place like Maldives. India. Keeping the best for the last, aren't we? India is undeniably one of the most culturally rich countries, not just in Asia, but in the world. There is a lot to see and do, so it is practically impossible to talk about everything you can expect on a trip to India. We'll only break down the budget-friendly options the country has to offer, starting with accommodation. The cost varies according to the city you choose to stay in. However, the average cost per night for one person is around 20 to 30 depending on the location and the kind of accommodation you pick. You can get around the city on Uber, taxi, train, buses, and rickshaws. The options are endless and incredibly budget-friendly as well. An average of 13 would be sufficient for you to get by throughout the day. Indian food. It's one of the best cuisines in the world, and we mean it. You can have a hearty, delicious Indian dish in as little as 3 to 4, and the varieties are endless. Literally. Don't miss out on biryani, idli, dosa, pani puri, and vada pav. On average, you can expect to spend $740 per day on food in India. That's value for money at its best. There's so much to do in India that you often end up losing track of your money. So that's one thing you'll have to be mindful of. If we talk about the cost of activities, in India, the daily cost of activities and entrance fees works out at around $14 per day per person. If you add everything up, the average amount for one person is $56 per day in India. Each penny you spend here is worth the experience you get in return. Highly recommended without any bias. That was all about the top 9 budget-friendly Asian countries. There's a lot to consider when you're on budget, and none of these countries will disappoint you with the diversity of experiences they have to offer in such affordable costs. So, which one did you like the best? Do let us know in the comments, and make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share with your fellow travel geeks. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.